Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kat and I am a brand and visitor experience designer. Today I have to work on some illustration concepts for a campground that I am currently trying to develop right now. I created a logo for this in a previous video where I it was part of one of my design challenges. I ended up loving it so much. I was like, this needs to become a case study and I need to develop it further. So that is kind of what I'm working on right now. I want to go outside and work today. When I woke up, it was raining, and so I was a little disappointed, but it has since stopped and it feels like it's cooled off, but I don't get the sense that it's going to continue raining. Even if it does start raining, that might even add a little bit to the ambiance and to the creativity. All right, let's go ahead and get started on creating some ideas for this campground. Okay, I'm all set up and ready to go. I just thought before I jump into actually creating, I should show you the logo that I had created prior that made me kind of want to start this. The whole concept, like when I was creating the logo, was I went into it with just the idea that I wanted to create a logo based off an emotion. And so the emotion I picked was mystified. I thought that was kind of just like a fun and challenging concept. And I think with that direction, I want to carry it forward in essentially like the business mission, and I want to kind of include that in the illustrations. Like I want the whole atmosphere of the business to kind of follow that idea. So the other day I was kind of brainstorming what exactly does that mean for this identity and how do you actually do that? With this campground, I essentially want them to be a campground that promotes more of social gathering, and more so I want it to be really like energetic and fun. I want this campground to like host different types of activities for both like adults and kids. I wanted to create social spaces, and so this is where they could have community fire pits, lounge areas. So I imagine like different areas where they have like benches and chairs and like loungers for people to like go and hang out and talk and just relax and stuff. I also thought like a really nice picnic place, like a gazebo, would be fun. I would want like a games area. And then I was also contemplating maybe if there'd be like a market area. So even like almost like garage sale type stuff. So people coming camping be like, we're hosting a garage sale style thing this weekend. So if you want to bring stuff with you and see if you could try to sell some of your stuff while at the campground, like, I don't know, I thought that kind of stuff would be fun. And then for the activities, I thought of mushroom picking, plant identification type stuff. Like, I think to me that'd be more for like kids, but I think also adults could do that just to kind of get some more basic life skills of like what you could eat, what you can't eat, how to identify certain things. I thought that'd be interesting. And then I thought they could also host like how-to guides, such as like, I don't know, like survival type stuff, things that kind of make sense to what a campground would share, I guess. So yeah, like how to make a fire, how to build shelter, I don't know, stuff like that I thought would be fun. And then I thought, yeah, again, more for the kids, they could host like scavenger hunts and like crafts and stuff like that. So that's what this campground is kind of really promoting. So I want the illustrations that I'm going to make to push more in that direction. And that's kind of like what I want to communicate with what I create with this case study. So I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought that's kind of a great way to put a bit more of an experience to a campground, is just to kind of push a bit more different things that you can kind of include that you maybe don't often see in campgrounds. I mean, I've never been to a campground where they have that type of stuff. I know like often at campgrounds people go and they kind of want more privacy. So I thought having a campground that offers, of course, both those privacy type areas where you can park, but then they have like the areas by like the reception or where you first come in where they have like more of that community kind of get to know you type spaces. So yeah, I thought that'd be great for families, friends, people who want to go there by themselves and like get away, but then also to like connect with other people. This campground could also be a great place for like hosting events and stuff, or like retreats. You know, people could book it out. I mean, that there's already like those community settings that could really be great for that type of stuff. I kind of went off on a tangent. Let me show you the logo that I had made for it. This is what I ended up creating. I thought it'd be kind of funny to call it Wrong Turn Campground. My whole mystified idea was to have an animal doing a human act, but I wanted it to still kind of like make sense. So this is a carp and they're eating a lily pad, because I guess that's kind of like what they eat. So they're roasting it over a fire. So I just kind of like the look, like his expression, and I thought it worked really well with the mystified idea. The tagline is to like bring the unexpected, or bringing the unexpected, something like that. The mission that I wrote is, our mission is to craft an experience that feels discovered rather than planned, where nature, community, and curiosity come together to create moments that are simple, shared, and unexpectedly memorable. I thought that kind of was a really great way to capture it. And I think the idea of it feeling discovered rather than planned works also so well with the name of the business, Wrong Turn. So I picked out the colors when I made the logo. I don't think I need to push them further. I think there's a lot that I could do with this color palette, and I can of course like change the different tints of each color, because I brought in this lavender color, which is just a lighter version of this purple. Same thing, this blue is just a lighter version of like this turquoisey teal color that I have here. I don't know how many icons I actually want to make, so I need to also figure that out, but I still don't really feel definite on the direction. So I'm going to spend some time brainstorming a little bit more, and then I'll start jumping into actually sketching out the ideas. Okay, I have a bit more of an idea of what I want to do with these icons and what I plan on doing. I've decided I don't want to use the fish in the way that I had originally said. I think like I love the fish so much so I don't want to almost like overuse him. And I want to use it like very strategically. I think for the icons, I'm going to have them just be icons. Like I'm not going to have the fish involved in them. My plans are to do 4 wayfinding. So I'm going to create an icon for like the reception area, I guess, or like the main area where you go in to like talk to employees. I'll make an icon for that. I'll make an icon for the campsites themselves, like showcasing like where all the lots are. I'm going to create an icon for all the muster points. And then I'm also going to create for like the social areas with each activity. I think to make it a little bit more like personalized or just like something a bit more exciting where you could have like a takeaway. Each person who signs up for said activity would get like a brochure or just like some kind of information pamphlet, just so that after they do the activity, they can leave and they can still have like this little takeaway with them to remember it, but then also just to like reference it. They just want to kind of continue learning about the mushrooms that they learned about, anything like that. So I thought for each activity, it would make sense to have an icon, being that they would actually have like a printed material to go with them. And then I'm also going to create illustrations for the pattern for this campground. In my head, it makes sense to have the fish in the pattern because this pattern is only going to be used in such specific spaces. At like the reception area, they could sell like their own sunscreen. They could sell like their own matchbooks. They could sell water bottles, things that like campers might need that they might have forgotten about. And then I also thought maybe like the employee uniforms, if it's like on their name tags, maybe it's on like the hats that they wear. If they have like a lanyard or something with like their names on it, I thought that's where you would see the pattern design. To me, it makes sense to kind of have the fish there because it directly links to the business, an actual representation of the business itself and what makes them different. I think this brand can be like super impactful and I'm really excited about the whole concept.
파란 하늘에 핑크빛 구름 네 손에 나에게 줄 chocolate I'm feeling so good 눈에 보이는 모든 게 예뻐 You already made my day 다가와서 꽉 안아줄 때 충전되는 이 느낌 너와 함께라면 어디든 좋아 지금 이대로면 멈춰도 좋아 뚜렷한 기억 처음 손잡은 그날 누구 건지 모를 promise wait we'll never let go 헤어지기가 아쉬운 나날들 Oh, you're my sunny day 손을 잡아 너의 주머니에 넣는 나를 바라봐 너와 함께라면 어디든 좋아 지금 이대로면 멈춰도 좋아 더 깊어질 곳이 없는 것 같은데요 for real 깊어져 깊어져만큼 나를 향한 네 맘 뭐랄까 사랑한단 말로는 표현이 부족한 나 그런 나
Okay, I have what I think to be a really fun idea for the wayfinding system. One thing with wayfinding systems is you want to be very careful sometimes, depending on what you're designing for, but you want to make sure that like the symbols that you make are kind of like a little bit like universally understood between people, so that a person can look at an icon and generally understand like what it's signifying, what it's communicating, right? But I was thinking, because at a campground, one, people are usually there for a few days. It's not a rushed type setting, and visitors will probably be like frequent, or they come back, like, you know, they're going to be returning guests. So with the wayfinding system, I think I can be a little bit more creative and a little bit more abstract on like the symbols that I use to communicate the different points within the campgrounds that you'd put on a map. Plus, I can also create a legend on the map as well, so that people can, first time users can be like, okay, so this symbolizes this type of space. And then eventually it would just become like a conditioned understanding, right? But I thought it'd be a bit fun to have more custom icons, just because I don't like the idea of always just doing a very generic icon, I guess, right? Like, you want it to be a bit custom, and it can be just based on like how you stylize and stuff. But I just wanted to see if this was possible, and I think it is. I think I could justify it. So I first started playing around with the campsite icons and looking that up. It's often you're going to find a tent or a camper, because those are like, of course, like the two things that people automatically think about for campsite. So I started drawing, you know, just the tents. And as I was drawing it, and as I kind of created like the tent flaps, I was like, that makes me think of the lily pad from the logo, and like having like that cutout in it. And I was like, I wonder then if I could create a lily pad tent. And then I was like, what if that's what my icon system is connecting it to the logo still, but focusing on the lily pad aspect of it? Because I'm like, then it kind of still brings the whole system together. It feels a little bit different. It's a little bit more fun. So that kind of works well with the mission statement of this campground, right? So I was like, let's just see if this works. And I think that's such a cute idea. For the lodge, I thought I'd actually create a building, and then the building itself, like the roof, is going to be a lily pad with a flower on top. For the muster points, because this is more of a safety thing, I decided like it's still going to just like say muster points pad. I'm going to have just like the flower icon over top of it. And then for the social spaces, this one was definitely a little bit trickier. How do you demonstrate? Because like it's not a place, it's not a thing, it's just like something that people do. So like there's nothing where like the lodge itself, like there's an actual structural thing there. Same thing with like the campsites, there's an actual structural thing of a tent. Whereas like this is more of a construct of something, right? So it's like, how do I show that? So this is a super janky drawing, but like having three lily pads kind of intertwined together, to me that almost kind of makes it feel like it's like people gathering, I guess, right? Yeah, that is my idea for the wayfinding system. I'm going to push the boundaries of how I can implement the lily pad into them. So I think that's a really fun idea. Okay guys, so I'm probably just gonna end the video here. Where I was sitting, it was like suddenly in direct sunlight. I don't know where the sun came from. It's absolutely gorgeous out now, which, I mean, I'm not complaining, but yeah, it just did make it a little bit harder being in direct sunlight, because I was starting to have like a harder time seeing my screen. The screen itself was heating up like crazy, and I started to drain the battery a lot. So I just think it's probably better for me to just not be in the sunlight anymore, and maybe just go back home and continue working. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. I love sharing the process with you, and I'm really excited for the direction of this brand identity case study that I'm doing. I think it has a lot of potential, and I am really excited to see where it goes, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.